Hey everyone, Tech Steve here, and I'm going to show you how to configure a PS5 to work its best on a LG C2. So sit back and relax, and let's jump into it. The first thing we need to do is hit the gear right there so we can go through the menu settings just to make sure everything is correct. Now I will tell you that this TV has CEC, so it would automatically detect your gaming console and set it up automatically, but I'm going to show you this just in case. So the first thing, after you hit the menu, you want to go to the top, and you want to make sure that this is on the gaming optimizer. This is going to give you the fastest latency. Then what I would do is go over to sound and press on that, and then I would go to where it says gaming optimize. Now with that being said, when you hit the gear on the menu now, once you get in gaming mode, you now have this little gaming badge on the screen that shows you different features. Like you can see the TV's at 60 frames per second. It shows you the VRR settings as well as the low latency, all that's turned on. Now, if you wanted to, you can go down to the gaming optimizer and you have other options just in case you want to customize it. But for this video's sake, we're just going to jump right into the PlayStation settings. Now we're on the PlayStation. You want to go to the settings at the top of the screen. Next thing I like to do is go into the sound settings so we can get the best out of the TV speakers. But if you have a sound bar, this is not necessary. And if you have headphones, you can go down here and configure them as long as they're compatible. But under 3D TV audio speakers, click on that, and then you want to go ahead and turn it on. Next, you want to go down and measure your room acoustics using the TV speakers. Now the first thing you need to do is turn up the volume on your TV to a good level so the microphone on the PlayStation controller can hear the signal that the TV is about to send out. Once you got that set, you want to get into a sweet spot of your room and then press on measure room acoustics using TV speakers. Once you get this set, go ahead and press on next. And then you want to go ahead and start measurement. And now that part is complete. Now next thing we want to do is we want to go look at the screen and video. The first thing you can do is go over to the screen and hit adjustment. And you want to make sure that the screen is stretched out to meet all the corners, and most time the factory default is good enough. Next we want to go down to video outputs, and if we click on this, the one thing I want to point out is that the TV is 120 Hertz off 4K, but is only registering 60 Hertz. But I'm going to show you how to fix that, and PlayStation should have an option like Xbox where it does it automatically. Another thing I want to point out is that this TV does support VRR and HDR supported. If we go back, the next thing I want to do is set up the HDR. Now, a lot of times this is set to always. Make sure it's just turned on when it's supported, so some games will look as good as they can. Next, you want to go into adjust HDR, and then you want to adjust it till you can barely see this round circle. So you just go to the next screen, and then the final screen, and now the HDR is configured. Now, I'm going to show you how you can get the TV to register for 120 Hertz. It's kind of silly, but we're going to do it anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is Dirt 5 is a game that can support, I think, 1440p at 120 Hertz. And we're going to go into the settings of this game console to trick the PlayStation into going into 120 Hertz. So the first thing you would do is go into settings, and this could be just about any game that supports 120 Hertz. We will go to video options, and then what you see right here, it says high frame rate. And then you can see it says performance rate, but we want to move over to where it says high frame rate. Now it's in high frame rate mode. I can then go back into the console, press on the home button, and go back up to the top. We're going to go back into the screen and video settings, and watch this. Now the TV will support variable refresh rate from 48 Hertz to 120 Hertz. That all should be automatic based off the console itself, but it is what it is. So I hope this video helps you out, and if you haven't already, make sure you follow this channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you on the next one.